Okay, this video is a recording in order to demonstrate for Meta Competency 7.2 Test 1. This is going to be using MoPal to find listings at various points in the spine. I'm going to start with a C5 PRS. First thing I'm going to do is ask, is it all right if we make contact?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start with a cervical glide, and the cervicals move up. This is a gentle P to A motion to feel for fixations in the cervical region. And I do notice that in the lower cervicals there is fixation that the glide does not want to go forward. I'm then going to move to feel for C7, and I'm going to flex and extend the neck as I move up. I find C6 moves on C7. I find C5 and find that upon flexion the spinuses do not separate from each other, indicating a P at C5. I'm then going to rotate the head to the left, and I feel that the spinous moves to the right freely. When I rotate the head to the right, I find that the spinuses do not move to the left freely, indicating a PR. And now I'm going to laterally flex, and I notice that when I laterally flex to the left, the spinous process moves more to the right, indicating a PRS. I'm now going to palpate those lumbars in order to find an L3 PLI. So I'm going to have you cross your arms for me. I'm going to first start by finding the PSIS on both sides, indicating in between there's the S2 tubercle and S1, and this is possibly L5. I'm going to laterally flex you forward and backward, okay? And I'm feeling L5 over S1, and I move up to L4 over S5, and so far everything is moving on top of each other. And I find L3 over L4, and this is where I find that the spinuses do not separate from each other upon flexion. So I'm now going to rotate to both sides, feeling for the spinous to go to one side more than the other. And I notice that the spinous moves more to the left than it does to the right upon rotation. I'm going to now laterally flex you. I'm feeling for spinous deviation to one side or the other. And I notice upon lateral flexion that the spinous deviates more to the right than it does to the left. And so if it rotates to the left and then deviates to the right, it indicates a PLI. I'm now going to have you stand up for me. And this is going to be the analysis of the SI joint, looking for fixation and explaining how I could find a PIEX. I'm going to start by first noticing if there is a lower or higher glute fold. I lift up, and I notice that there is a left lower glute fold than on the right, indicating possibly a PI on the left. I'm going to go below your waistband. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'm now going to feel for edema around each PSIS. So I start superior, and I just move down and around the PSIS on both sides. And I do notice that there is, in fact, edema on the left PSIS, both superior and medial to it, indicating a possible PIEX on the left. So I'm now going to do a standing forward flexion by finding the PSIS and then finding S2 and moving down. I'm going to compare PSIS to S4 movement. I'd like you to please flex forward and try to touch your toes. I notice on the left there isn't really much movement between the two of them. My fingers kind of stay the same. I'm now going to try it on the right. Okay, go ahead and flex forward. I notice that there is more movement between my thumbs, the S4 tubercle and the right PSIS. So I found so far that there is a left fixation. I'm going to have you sit down right here. I'm going to do a similar test. This is a seated forward flexion using both of the PSIS joints. Both PSIS. I found that both of them. Please flex forward as if touching your toes. And I notice that my right thumb moves up further than my left thumb, indicating there's fixation on the left. And one more test, I'm going to have this seated lateral flexion. I'm going to have you flex to the right. I'm going to have you lean to one side or the other, okay? Go ahead and lean to this side. And now lean to this side. So I noticed when I did that, the left side did not move and the right did. So I've used 3 tests to find that the left side is fixated when compared to the right, and I found edema superior and medial to the left PSIS, and I found a lower glute fold on the left, indicating it's at least posterior, inferior. Go ahead and stand up for me. I now compare the foot flare from one side to the other, and I notice that the left foot has a toe in, indicating that there's more than likely a PIEX on the left.